What is going on? Stylist from the back room. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, John. We've got another quiz for you coming up. We've got a discussion topic. We're reviewing seasonal shifts, and hopefully, we're going to have some motivation. We're going to change things up this week. How was your week going this week, John?
I'm crabby.
Do you wallow in your crabbiness?
I'm on the dark side of the moon and I don't want to come out.
There's the laugh.
You know what? This has been a very good week. Business-wise, it's been good. Client-wise, it's been good. Yeah, it's been a good week.
Smile through gritted teeth. He smiled. Hey, do you ever do that noir thing? Isn't that like the old, like the gumshoe movies? You know, then when they were in black and white. So they would talk and then they would verbalize their inner thoughts.
Oh, no one in my life would talk to me if I verbalize my inner thoughts.
No, I'm saying though, isn't that what was that type of film called?
I don't know.
I think somebody help me.
I'm useless with that. Whoever's watching, somebody help Eddie because he needs help.
He said, smiling, trying to think of ways to poke fun at me.
Well, I do have a subject that I'd like to bring up with you real quick, just to remind everybody that we do still have tickets available for October 7th.
Oh, yes. We don't have many spots left. We do have a few spots left. So if it's something that you've been kind of waiting to sign up for, hurry up and sign up because we're about to close the submissions down. We've got a decent crowd.
Yeah,
we've got a decent crowd. We've hit expectations.
There we go.
I had a conversation with Chad actually yesterday, and I got to call him today after this. Anyways, you know, we're in a comfortable spot. Mm-hmm. He said we could try to get a few more people in, you know, if we wanted to, but otherwise, he said where we're at is fine.
Right.
So okay, we'll do it.
HTB.
So Monday, October 7th, the Definitive Hair Loss Forum in Downers Grove, Illinois. If it's something that concerns you in regards to hair loss, shedding, creating volume for clients who have thin, fine hair, you know, then this is the program that you want to attend. We'll be talking about consultations. We'll be talking about cutting and styling. We'll actually be doing a lot of demos. We'll also be going over science with why things happen, what you can do about them, and ways you can be able to speak to the client to help them understand too that they shouldn't be so self-conscious about it. There are ways of performing services and having conversations that help boost their morale. So that is Monday, October 7th in Downers Grove. Go to www.htbbeauty.com. You'll be able to see the banner on there. You click on that banner and you can register right then and there.
Cheers. We are very excited. We're very excited for this. So are you ready for your quiz today, my friend?
I am. I like the quiz.
You like the quiz?
I do.
Okay. So
he said ominously while waiting with bated anticipation for the first question to be asked. Yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to inner monologue all day.
Isn't that like breaking the fourth wall or something like that?
We're going Deadpool style.
Yeah,
we're not going Deadpool style. I got to look up that movie. I got to look up that movie. Way like I want to say it's noir, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. I got to confirm it.
Oh, I should have worn my brown pants today. Okay, so you ready?
What you got?
Your first one's a softball. First one's a softball for you. What is the number one selling SKU for any professional hair color line?
For any professional hair color.
What
Oh,
color?
like what shade of color?
What skew? What shade of color?
Freaking 6N.
6N.
Do you realize that 60% of the population is 6N? A further 20% of the population is a 5 or 7N. Another 19% of the population is some form of blonde. And only 1% of the population is a redhead.
Right.
Like, I'm not counting fantasy colors because fantasy colors are less than 1%. It seems like because of social media, it seems like everybody's got some fantasy color going on.
Right.
Or certain areas, it seems like everybody's a blonde. But you'd be surprised. Given the entire population, yeah, everybody's a brunette. Brunette is like the main thing in the
It
population.
is. It is. Just real quick. I did a consultation with a wonderful young lady yesterday, and she's about maybe 20% gray, and she had these awesome fantasy extensions in her hair. They were so cool. It looked awesome, and that was really cool along those lines. So
when I say 6N, 5N, 7, I'm just saying like some form of levels 5, 6, and 7 dominates the population.
Right. 6N, though, is the number one selling skew with most professional color lines.
It's really sad.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's really, really sad. You guys need to expand your horizons, man. There's so many other shades of colors out there.
But obviously, they're doing the consultation. The client likes the medium brown. And with most color lines, except the color line that you and I play with, you need, and they require you to use an N to cover gray to get that brown background.
Well, then, in my personal opinion,
everybody should use all nutrient. I know.
You should at least check it out at a minimum and get some education about it and learn the color wheel a little bit more and see that you can do things without needing to rely on the N series.
Shameless plug.
It's not a plug. If it was a plug, it would sound very differently. That is my opinion. Okay. You want a shameless plug? I'll start thinking up a shameless plug.
So along those lines,
angrily, while being frustrated.
Moving on. Okay, here's a good one. What color do you get when you combine red, yellow, and blue?
Purple.
What color is purple? Do you mean purple? For those of us that speak English?
I did it for you.
I know you did.
I know that's the problem. Red, yellow, and blue. If you're going by the American level system, you get black. If you're going by the European level system, you get dark brown.
You get brown.
And then if you go by color theory, you should get nothing. It should just get gray or something. It should neutralize each other out.
Red, yellow, and blue make brown. You take equal parts red, equal parts yellow, equal parts blue. Remember Play-Doh? Do you remember when you used to play with Play-Doh?
Yes, I do.
And if you took all three, just close amounts of balls of that color, and you mixed it together, you got baby poop brown.
Instant argument. See this? This is you know when you're at a party and there's nothing to talk about and you're like, oh, how's the weather? Nah, you can just be like, if you're in a room with a bunch of colorists, what does red, yellow, and blue equal if you mix them all together? An instant 20-minute argument.
Brown. You get brown.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Dude, I swear to God, next week I will bring out Play-Doh and we will
It's because you're working with the European level color system.
Stop. Who's ever watching, if you're close to Elgin, Illinois, drive to Eddie's and punch him. You get brown.
With you, I'm not saying you don't. I am agreeing with you, but you don't always just get brown. It depends.
Get black.
The American level. What is 1N?
Wrong.
What is level 1?
If you have equal parts, red, yellow, and blue, you get brown. If you added more blue, if you added an extraordinary amount of blue, then you get black.
Does level 1 exist?
No, level 1 doesn't exist. Level 2 exists.
So it starts at level 2.
Yes.
And level 2 is darkest brown, which I agree.
Which is black.
No, level 1 is black, and level 1 does exist in the American level system. Level 2 doesn't exist. Why is it in the American level system it goes level 1, level 3, and then in the European level system it goes level 2, level 3?
Because if you go equal parts 1 and 3, you get 2.
But they don't recognize darkest brown. They recognize black.
We're done with this. I'm tired of arguing with you.
I hope the comment section explodes on this one.
Me too. Me too.
Because it's so next color class you and I do. I'm bringing it up. Remind me to bring it up.
Well, you know what? The next color class we do, we're gonna challenge them. I will buy I'll buy the stuff. I'll buy clay or whatever. We're going to challenge them to make black and brown.
Easy.
But you're going to demo it. Showing
That's
them
fine. It's easy.
Okay.
What color am I? Am I dark? Is this darkest brown?
Yes.
That's not black.
Well, you're 2CS. So are you 2 or what are you using on your head these days?
2 CS.
2CS. So you're 2CS. So technically you're black because of all that cool slate, because of all the blue. True or false?
It's true.
Okay, so shut up. Stop talking for a minute. Next week I'm gonna have Bernard come on instead of me.
Come on.
Okay?
I like Bernard.
Someone has to.
He doesn't even think clear exists.
No. Okay, here's your next question because you are just infuriating. True or false? Hair is the fastest growing tissue on the human body.
Ooh. Yeah, true.
It is true. It is true. It is the fastest growing tissue on the human body. And number 2 is bone marrow.
Bone marrow.
Your bone marrow is number 2 as far as quickest growing.
Interesting.
Yes.
Bone marrow.
Okay.
So is that like when you bust your arm or you break a leg or something? Like that's what
helps it heal.
That's the bone marrow?
Yep.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Here's me. I thought number 2 was like your skin or something, but I guess not. It takes forever to regenerate.
Okay. So you know what hair is composed of. This is for the next question, right?
Hair is yes. Like keratin protein primarily. Is that like
the elements that compose
the element? Okay.
Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen, right?
Okay.
So dark hair contains more of those substances than light hair. Here's your choices again: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, or nitrogen.
Carbon.
You are correct. Woo, you're kidding. Wow, this is like 2 weeks in a row you've been on the ball.
2 weeks in a row you've been hitting me with science questions. I'm nerding out over here. I don't even know where. Here's the thing. I am giving you definitive answers without really contemplating that much. I am just somewhere in here. This information exists somehow. I don't know why.
The 2 squirrels that chase each other around inside your head.
Right. They stop for a second and they're like, what? Question?
Too many jokes. Okay, so here's your last question. And I learned this yesterday.
Oh.
True or false? Cigarette ashes mixed with lemon juice will remove color from the skin.
It is the best way to remove color from the skin. There is no other stain remover out there that comes even remotely close to working as well as that formula, as that combination. That don't ask me what it is about cigarette ash. I don't know what it is about it.
It's the carbon in it. It's the carbon in it. It will
somehow it will lift the pigmentation protein molecule without messing with the skin's, melanin, the protein molecule in the skin.
No, but really, if you look at it, the carbon in it acts as a surfactant, almost, right? And then you take that lemon juice, which is very acidic, which what lemon juice applied to the skin causes that pore to close down and squeeze that color out of the pore, if you really think about it.
Okay.
It's an astringent. And what happens when you use an astringent on your skin? Your pores close up.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So, yeah, I learned that from you yesterday, and then I had a couple of conversations with and back when we did it, we used it was Dawn dish soap and lemon juice and cigarette ashes back in the day when
you mixed Dawn with the cigarette ashes back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dawn or actually embarrassed to say, but we used the first salon I worked at, Prel shampoo.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Because Prel was so freaking what's the word I'm looking for? It was really far on the other side of the scale, that they say squeaky clean. That was one of their ads. Squeaky clean. Yeah, because it was making that cuticle stand straight up, so when you ran your fingers down it. But we used to use I still remember as assistants, we would go empty the ashtrays, pick all the butts out, save the ashes, and there'd be a big jar in the back in the dispensary, and you dump the ashes in there, then you dump Prel in there and shake it up. And that
was my life, man. As an assistant, was just walking around collecting, the trays. People thought we were keeping the place clean. It's like, nah, we just had that many colors going every hour. We just needed the ashes.
Well, and you guys were talking, on Bravo Stylist, it brought up the fact of, I still remember when I first started, all the dryer chairs had the little ashtrays in the arm.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we would have to empty those. And then they'd have the freestanding like ball ashtrays. I mean, between the perm smell, the hairspray smell, and then people smoking, it's amazing that those of us that work don't have freaking like coal miners' lung.
I think all the formaldehyde that we breathed in back then kind of like locked it all down.
Yeah, that and the ammonia.
And the ammonia cleared everything out. I think that's what it was.
It's amazing. It's amazing that I have nose hair. I swear to God.
I'm telling you, man, it's freaking awesome. So then you're old enough for this. I was just asking this question at the salon last night. You'd walk into a restaurant and the server, or the maitre d' or whatever they were called, the person that greets you, she goes, "You want smoking or non-smoking section?" And basically, if you said smoking, you would go that way. If you wanted non-smoking, they'd take you that way. They take you to the opposite side of the restaurant. It's like, but what was the difference? Like, the smoke eventually will travel over there.
I'll do you one better. So my parents had a vacation house, right? And we would go once a year. And there used to be on an airplane smoking and non-smoking section.
Yes.
It's a tube. But that's also back when they used to dress up to go on an airplane. You didn't wear sweats and flip-flops.
This is true. You had to dress up to go everywhere.
Yes.
So, absolutely everywhere. You could not be. When business casual was first introduced, that was like, what? It was such a mind-blowing thing that you got to dress. You just got to wear regular clothes to go outside or just go anywhere,
Yeah.
Casual Fridays was a thing for a long time.
Yeah. Well, you forgot to do the
It was a good. No, but it was wild, man. It was Those were wild days. That was fun. It was fun. Now, if anybody's dressed up, everybody's looking, going, "Oh, where are they going?" It's like
Funeral or court.
it's so wild. It's so wild how things have changed. But then you sit there and you're in the salon and you're like, look how she's wearing. She just rolled out of bed. And then you look at the other person, you're like, oh, look at this try hard, all dressed up. And it's like, why you gotta why you gotta point something out about somebody? Why you can't just worry about what you're doing yourself? Why do you have to put somebody else down to make yourself look like you're such a better hairdresser? If you've got somebody's attention, why not use that opportunity to just flex yourself instead of talking about somebody else or something else? I've never understood that one.
You're preaching to the choir about that, along those and right along those lines. With that being said, the way I was always put into my head is stay in your own lane. Worry about you. Worry about the client sitting in your chair. Worry about your book. Worry about moving your business forward. Why do you care about what someone else is doing? Who cares? Why do you care? And it is one of the biggest detriments to salon life is constantly comparing yourself to other people. Now, should you have people that you look up to, that you aspire to be? Absolutely. But negativity, and yes, I know, and we've all learned this early on. Negativity, it's a whole lot easier to be negative than it is to be positive. And you have to choose to be positive, and you have to choose to focus on your business. And I don't care if you work for a giant salon or you're an independent or whatever, everywhere in between. What you have to do is focus on what you've got going on. It doesn't matter what the other person does. You're running your own business. Whether you work for somebody, you work for yourself, it is your own business. That 6 square feet or however big your stationery is, you may work for, Eddie's Hair Hacienda, but that is John's business inside of Eddie's Hair Hacienda. You know what I mean?
Margarita Friday, casual Hawaiian shirt Saturday.
Sombrero Wednesday. Everybody wears a sombrero at Eddie's Hair Hacienda. Absolutely. But the point being is that you're wasting a lot of time, energy, emotion. You can fill it in on worrying about someone else. I never understood that. I think I told the story on here about I worked with someone who would come in early every day, and we were computerized, and this person would go through every colorist's book and find clients that this person used to see and try to get the front desk to call them and say that to find out if they were booked correctly. Because you used to be able to look up the client history, which was an invaluable tool, but it was being used for lack of a better term, evil and dumb. And finally, this person and I had to have a conversation, and I was like, "Why are you doing that? Why do you care?" Client, that was our big thing is a client was welcome to try any stylist, any colorist, any manicurist, anything in the salon. That was their choice. Big thing on the wall. And that was one of the coolest things about working there is clients had the freedom. There was no my client. That term makes me crazy. My client. That's my client. Oh, really? You own them. Are they cutting your grass at home right now? But the point being is that it's such a waste of time and negative energy when you should be focused on what's going on in your book, the clients that are coming in to see you, and how you can actually service the client to your best ability And back then, and this colorist that I worked with, it was, this person couldn't get the color on their head fast enough so they could go sit in the back and be on their phone. Now, back when I first started, I don't know if you remember this, but when I first started, that was back before cell phones and all of this stuff. So we were, there'd be a stack of magazines in the break room.
Sure.
And the first owner that I worked for, she would come in the back and she'd be like, "Why are you reading a magazine?" Well, and she goes, every time, she's telling me all the time, every time you pick up a magazine, take $10 and put it in a jar because you're losing money. She goes, "Why are you not out there letting people see your face? Why are you not out there helping maybe one of your coworkers since you have nothing going on?"
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And it once again, we're all in this together. It isn't a competition. We're all doing this to make a living, to scratch whatever itch that we have that this creativity scratches. And I think you brought this subject up and you knew that this is a hot button topic for me. And you knew that I was crabby. So you really, but
where is the line between bragging and where is the line how am I trying to phrase this question? So now we understand the negativity side of it, and that does not help anything. Okay, fine.
Right.
There are people though who just don't like showing off, or they feel like they're bragging, or they feel like they're showing off. So how do you speak good of yourself? How do you be positive to a point where it doesn't become overbearing to the client listening either? How do you establish yourself that you are doing good and you are something without making it sound too over the top?
For me, and once again, not bragging, but my next 4 days at the salon, I literally don't have time. I will have to excuse myself to pee, right? So I got clients calling me, or clients that are like, "Oh, I tried to get in with you Saturday. That's why I'm here today." And all I say to them is, I am very lucky and fortunate for people like yourself that book with me and fill my schedule. Done. You don't need to thump your chest. Why do you need to thump your chest? You know when you get to thump your chest? When she's looking in the mirror and she's smiling and doing this. I love this. That's how you thump your chest. Not, "Oh, well, I was featured in this magazine and I was on this makeover show or whatever." Who cares? There's an old
Well, it matters, isn't that social proofing? Doesn't that matter?
I don't need social proofing because I'm old school, and I was taught you're only as good as the last head of hair you did.
Ooh, how profound. Say that one more time.
You're only as good as the last head of hair you did.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means you're only as good as that person that's walking around with your freaking work on their head.
I can't help it. I am poking you so hard.
You are so. I'm gonna hurt you a lot.
No, but you know what though? But you're on a tear right now, and I just can't help but keep pushing and keep poking.
This is and see, the thing is you know how I feel about this whole subject. Because there's not, yeah, you got to have a little bit of ego to do what we do. You do, okay? But you don't need to hang it on the end of people's noses. And like you do and like I do, I love complimenting other people's work. I love going, "Wow, that's awesome." And then I'll ask a question about it to whoever did it, because there might be something there I might be able to learn and maybe take my stuff next notch up. Number one. Number two, I love sharing my knowledge. And so I love getting young people and bringing them along. And I personally, and a lot of people that you and I talk to feel the same way. We don't need to, I throw things on social media because I have to, because social media is a part of what doing business now. But I forget half the time. And then the poor girl that does my social media for me, because I type with my forehead, she's always like, where are pictures? She sends me texts. I need pictures. I'm like,
I agree with you. I completely agree with you. That's why I like you. That's why I just like to poke you to get you riled up, because you say it a lot, even in your moment of passion. You still say it so much more eloquently than I would be able to express myself out there.
well, at least,
So
you know
thank
what?
you for sharing.
Well, and since you've been poking me, I'm going to poke you back. At least I didn't call anybody stupid.
Yeah, but that makes you sound smarter. It doesn't that make you by default? Then doesn't that make you smarter if you
No,
tell to somebody
I'm
they're
not smart. I'm not smart. You are infinitely smarter than I am. We know this. Everybody knows this. I'm just the gorilla. Okay.
killer gorilla?
Thank you, RJ. On that note, though, okay, since we're talking about clients and the things that we do for clients,
Oh,
let me put a question to you. So now with us transitioning into fall and winter's going to be here before we know it, do you switch up your client's product regimen?
all the
Sorry,
time.
regimen. Huh?
All the time. I switch up their product regime. And their service regime as well too.
Right,
I
right,
switch up everything.
right.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, about their winter color versus their.
I love it. It's my thing to do. You got to change regimes all the time. Overthrow the government. Just change regimes.
So
Coup d'état.
So for those people that don't do that, walk us through the Eddie conversation about winter's coming and these are the products you need.
The main thing is this: you got to understand why it matters more than anything else. Okay, because the conversation is going to be different for everybody. It pretty much for me is very, very simple. It's because I've already gotten all my clients used to this conversation. They know it's coming. I've been planting the seed for that change 3 visits ago, which is a month and a half, 2 months. Halfway through summer, I'm already starting to talk about the fall. Halfway through fall, I'm already starting to talk about winter. Halfway through winter, I'm already starting to talk about spring. And halfway through spring, I'm starting to talk about summer. The other half of that season, I'm talking about the season itself. So it sounds a little bit something like this. Hey, John, are we going to do, we got to start transitioning you into your fall hair. Do you want to enjoy your summer hair one last time? Or do you just want to start switching are you ready for a change? Do you want to start switching into your fall hair now? They're like, and then you'll say one of two things. The client will say one or two things. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. I want it. I want to stay with this. I'm like, all right, but this is the last time. Next time I see you, we have to switch you into your fall hair.
Right.
I'm like, oh man, but I really love this one. I go, and you really love the last one, and you really love the last one. Oh yeah, that's true. I always love everything you do. Instead of it becoming a static thing, as soon as the client says, I really like this one, we're like, oh my God, this is the one. We have to just forever be a one-hit wonder. This is the one. Get that 620 volume and buy 3 dozen of it. Stock up the shelf from the floor to the roof, because this is it. 6N with 20 volume for the rest of our lives. As the first thing somebody says, this is the hardest thing to accept as a hairdresser. The first thing the client says, actually in life in general, the first thing anybody says to you is never the real thing. Okay? Carmelina did it to me last night. We were at the salon. She goes, hey, are you fully busy on Saturday? And I go, yes. Absolutely. I have no time to breathe. And then here's Sabrina flipping through the book. Well, you got like a 15-minute block here at 10 o'clock. And Carmelina's ears just went, you have an opening at 10? I'm like, she said I have 15-minute block. Okay. No, I'm not doing your hair on a freaking Saturday. You know? And of course, Hello Kitty over there is just smiling ear to ear. And Sabrina's looking at me all confused. She goes, "What do you mean doing her hair? You can't do her hair on Saturday." I go, she got you. Are you busy on Saturday was not really, are you busy on Saturday, or how busy are you on Saturday wasn't really the question. The question was, I would like to get my hair done on Saturday. That was the question, So that was a feeler. The "are you busy on Saturday" or "how booked are you on Saturday" was just a kind of feeler to see what mood I'm in. And I know that one. Okay. I'm married to the devil. I'm married to Hello Kitty. I know. Just Carmelina's happened to be, the proxy for the body that is Hello Kitty over there. So it's, and Sabrina, she's just like, she totally fell for it. So when the client says, "I like this, I want this, I want to stay with this," you have to be smart. You have to play it off. Like, but you love the last one too. You like the last one too. And I know you're going to like the other one because you've been talking about wanting to change. We've been talking about it the past 2 visits because I've been planting the seed. So that transition becomes super easy, but you got to build up towards that for it to become super easy. And the easiest way to do that is every season, you're going to get approximately 2 to 4 visits out of a client, depending on how long they stretch their appointment. Some clients are going to come in every 4 to 6 weeks. Some are going to come every 6 to 8 weeks. Some are going to come every 8 to 10 weeks. Given that frequency of visits, that's where I'm coming up with, you're going to see them per season 2 to 4 times. So 1 visit should be 1 to 2 visits should be reinforcing what they have currently, and 1 to 2 visits at a minimum should be reinforcing change to come. And do you need to do that in a row? Do you need to leapfrog that back and forth? I don't care. Do whichever way you need to do it that feels comfortable, but it's got to get done. That's the biggest thing. It's got to get done. Once it starts getting done, the client is just open-minded more to suggestions overall, whether it's a haircut change, a color change, a style change, a blow dry, a part change, retail sale, rebooking, whatever is happening. They're just more open-minded to change in general. The number one thing when a client is surveyed, why did you leave your current stylist for the new stylist? We have these attrition surveys all the time in our industry, right? The number one reason why a client leaves their current stylist is because they're bored, they feel like they need something new, and they do not believe, and or are confident in their stylist to give them something new or suggest a change because it's never been done before or it hasn't been done before. And the memory of a client is the equivalent of a goldfish, which means they have no memory whatsoever that you've been telling them for years, your hair's doing this because blah, 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 blah. As soon as they hear it on the TV, the radio, a social media post, or a tic-tac, that 1 minute clip is all of a sudden mind blown, like they never knew this before. And now they're like, "Hey, did you know my hair does this?" Because it's like, woman, I've been telling you this for 20 years. What are you talking about? But that 1 minute video. Oh, okay. Yes. Thanks God for the 1 minute video, because now you're an expert.
Tiki-tock.
So it's easy for me, but this is how it can become easy for you and everybody. Well, not you, but absolutely. You listening and everybody listening. This is how it can become easy.
Absolutely. And also, just a reminder, guys, I mean, literally the holidays are on our doorstep. and you got to get them booked now. I've been reminding my clients for the past month that the holidays are coming, and to get the times that you want, book now. But also, I've also been having the conversation with them now with the winter months coming, and especially here in Chicago, where we go from 60 degrees to negative 24 inside of 24 hours. With heaters going and things like that, your hair is going to need this. We want to keep it as looking as optimum as you possibly can. And we're going to switch you. We're going to switch you up to your winter products. And yeah, I do this. I learned that from you years ago about the seasonal colors and changing their colors seasonally, changing their haircut seasonally.
By default, the product changes along with that. You just automatically update them with new products because you're changing their color and their style.
Right. So
it's always in a rotation, and this is how you fight the elements.
Yep.
This is how you fight humidity. This is how you fight winter dryness. This is how you fight everything in between.
Right. Absolutely.
I was going to ask you one other thing, and now I lost my thought. I forgot. So. Oh, now I recall.
Okay.
The other thing what you were saying about the holiday season coming up, the holiday season is a great practice for this. Okay. The best way to keep milestones onto when changes should occur should be a calendar. Whether you like Hallmark holidays or not, whether you agree with political holidays or not, whether you like or follow religious holidays or not, there is always something on a calendar every single month, every single week, almost every single day. There is an observance of something. Be smart, be business. Forget about the personal for a moment. Think business. Use the calendar to your advantage. Okay. You got Halloween coming up. After Halloween is Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving is Christmas. After Christmas is New Year. After New Year is Valentine's Day. Then you've got Memorial Day weekend.
You forgot St. Patrick's Day.
You got St. Patty's Day. You've got Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
You've got the start of the hockey season. You got the start of whatever sports season is coming.
Right.
You've got Memorial Day. You got 4th of July. You got Labor Day. There's always some major thing coming up. There's always some major sporting event coming up. There's always something to reference. May the 4th be with you if you're a science nerd. Cinco de Mayo if you like driving around with flags on your car. Whatever it is, like do it. There's enough people out there doing it. That means it's a conversation topic. There's enough people talking about it. Use those milestone markers. Oh, by the way, next time I should see you should be St. Patty's Day.
Right.
But remind me not to turn your hair green because everything's going to be green. And then all of a sudden that stays in their mind. When they start seeing St. Patrick's Day, they're like, ooh, I better remind Eddie not to turn my hair green. Oh, that's right. I need to go to get my hair done.
Yeah, dude. A month ago, we walked into Costco. I was bribed to go to Costco, and they had Holla Thanksmas going on. Holla Thanksmas. It was an aisle of Halloween stuff. Then it was an aisle of Thanksgiving stuff, and then an aisle of Christmas stuff. They had
Holla Thanksmas. Wow.
And I went, and for a minute, I was like, what the heck? And then from a business point of view, I went, this is genius. Oh, we need new Christmas lights for the Christmas tree or whatever. I went, okay. Yeah. And once again, that you just reinforced my point of is no matter what situation you're working in, you're still running your own business. Whether you work for someone else or you work by yourself or whatever, you're still running your own business, and you have to be aware of those things.
True. That's how you stay positive. That's how you don't focus on negativity. You stay with
Yeah,
the positive, you know?
yeah. And even if you're grumpy and you have
So
to
what
go,
motivates you to become positive when you're grumpy? What is your motivation?
my motivation,
What do you
um,
got?
I play a lot of head games with myself. And
Do you need one this week? Because I'll give you one
I
this
got
week.
motivation this week. You're not stealing it. You took last week's. I got this week's. So you got to hold on to that. You save that for next week. Um, for me, it is a switch. I could be fighting with Aaron, or or my kids. I want all that. While I'm in the car, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Once I get to work and I open my car door and I step out, all of that goes to the back because my focus has to be on the client and running my business. And then when the day is over, it'll just come right back to the front again. And because I refuse to answer text messages and things like that while I'm working.
So you're
Because
saying you switch on, you switch off?
you have to.
I
You
think
have.
I've told you about this before. Over the top.
Oh yeah. Oh please don't. It's like a switch.
You need a hat.
A hat.
The motivation for this week for everybody is to get a trucker hat. Get a big bowl of popcorn.
I think it's got to be a John Deere trucker hat too, or something.
Doesn't matter, okay? And you sit down and you rent over the top.
And you got to have you got to get a flannel and cut the sleeves off.
Look, man, Tulsa King season 2 just started.
Dude, what a
Okay.
great show.
So if for those who may not be aware of what am I talking about right now, for John's switch motivation here, Over the Top was a Sylvester Stallone. I don't know when it was. It was maybe the 90s. Was it in the 80s, the 90s? I don't know when it
It
was.
was late 80s. It's an arm wrestling movie. Oh, it was the worst movie.
Bite your tongue.
Bad.
Blasphemy. Heretic. You shall be cleansed with the holy fire.
You should download a clip and we should play it.
Which one? The part where he's turning the hat around is like I can't do a Stallone impersonation. It was a great movie. Oh, such a great movie.
It's bad. It is.
The dude was drinking motor oil.
It was.
How freaking hardcore can you get?
Oh, that was the era of the bad Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Bad.
And the
bad. We got Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing in Thailand, doing splits in a bar. What are you bad? Double Impact, 2 Jean-Claude Van Dammes, not just one.
What's
okay?
Kicking the tree until he breaks it.
Oh, it's amazing.
So bad. Oh, the 80s was just
amazing. Montages. Eye of the Tiger. You got that montage.
You know what? Yeah, you can't take the Rocky movies in vain. Okay, he gets those.
Bennett, cool off. Or let off some steam. You know.
Suddenly, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? I lied.
I mean, come on, the one-liners, the montages.
Oh,
dude, you knew you were switched on to watch some amazingness. You know what I just showed, dude? You know what I just showed Carmelina? Yes, was it yesterday or was it Wednesday? The Super Mario Brothers Super Show, the original cartoon from the 80s.
Oh wow!
I showed her that one.
See, that's when cartoons were cartoons, though.
Okay. And let me tell you, it switched on her inner child. She's walking around the house now going, swing your arms from side to side. Come on, everybody, let's do the Mario. And that's like, what?
You should introduce her to Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee's Playhouse was fantastic.
And that Weird Al, just
Yeah.
eat it, eat it, eat it. It's
So-
switch on. You got to switch on your happy button, man. And you
Okay.
got to think of that era and that time that just makes you happiness. You got to switch that on. It's amazing. Look, you physically have to show up everywhere. Here's a good analogy for you. I learned this in a class I was teaching on Monday. The one stylist, she goes, you physically have to show up, with your body, but that doesn't mean you're mentally checked in. You may be mentally checked out. So the challenge in the game is not to show up and arrive. It's to be mentally checked in, tuned in, And it's kind of like what you're talking about. Sometimes we just go through our day and we just go through the motions. And then you don't even remember doing much of anything. You're sitting there at the end of the day going, man, I am exhausted. I don't know what the hell did I do today. I don't even know what the hell I did today.
And it's great that you bring that up because that's right along the lines of today's motivation. And I
thought switching on is the motivation.
No,
I thought that's
no. I have the motivational quote for the day.
I thought we've been doing motivation this whole time.
Oh no! Well, it was a preface to the motivation.
I am thinking up all these '80s movies that like I'm thinking of all these extra things to go show. Poor Carmelina today is going to get bombarded with all kinds of amazingness this weekend because I am going to have a movie marathon of 80s, 90s, and early 2000 amazingnesses. And we are going to watch it all. Yeah.
Oh my God. So do you want, and this goes right
This is
along.
how I switch on my happiness right here. Yeah. This is why I'm always motivated.
Yeah. And Darren, if you're watching, call Eddie. We need to take him out of his happiness.
Put the kibosh on this crap. Like Nurse Ratchet, right? There is no laughing.
Colonel Clink from Hogan's Heroes.
See, what am I talking about, dude? Look at this. Look at this smile. You cute little teddy bear, you. Oh. If there's a Polish lady watching right now, that's what she would say to you. Tak, Mishu.
Okay, you ready?
Are you in a better mood?
No.
A little bit?
No.
No.
Leave me alone. Sometimes you have to wallow, all right?
Wallow.
Sometimes you have to just wallow. All right. You ready? You done? You're shaking. Look at you. You're squirreling back and forth.
All I think of is the Mario Super song. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, everybody. Let's do it. The Mario.
I work with SpongeBob.
Oh, homie.
All right, here we go.
Come on, Beefcake. Show me. Come on, Carmen.
Are you done talking? Can I talk?
Can I finish? Can I get a witness?
Is Carm home? Can she just ball gag you or something?
What's the motivation quote, bro? Come on. All right.
It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you.
I missed the first half of that. Say that again.
It's your road. It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you.
Is that the lyrics from the Bon Jovi song "I'm a Cowboy"?
No.
Or wait, what is the name of that song?
Actually, this is a quote from Buddha.
It's your road and your road alone.
Right. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk your road for you. Which goes right along into everything other than the bad 80s crap that we've been talking about. It's all about, it's up to you. You make the decisions. You have to walk your road, your choice. And people may be by your side, during that walk, but you still got to make the walk. No one can do it for you. No one can can get you through your day other than you.
So you got to switch on.
You got to switch on.
I want you to go to the wall where the light switch is and just on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
No, you're really going to start doing that right now. You're going to, geez. Oh, that's going to be so awesome. If you start doing this and you start getting, hey, do we need to put what is that called? An epileptic seizure warning before you start doing whatever you're about to do? You know, if you start flashing.
It's like a switch. Yo, Adrian. And look, it's even a bad trucker hat, too. Yo, it's like a switch. Now I'm an arm wrestling machine. There, are you happy? Are you happy? Look, you know what? You, with your happiness right there, that made my day. Thank you.
Can't even. Oh, that's awesome. See what I mean, dude? I'll walk along with you, but you don't get to wallow by yourself. Okay, you just get to. I'll exit off at the next exit, and you get to walk it alone.
There we go, my friend. Guys, we've had a really freaking silly day. We hope we gave you guys some information. It was fun, and guess what? We'll be back here next week doing the same thing again, but
same bat time, same
bat channel. Guys, thank you. And for everybody that leaves comments and things like that, we love it. And hopefully we got you guys, gave you guys some knowledge and some happiness today. And we will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for watching.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest.